have found that a lot of us are just, we're stuck in our mindsets. We feel as though our situation that we're currently in is pretty much the end. It's pretty much how it's going to be for the lifespan of our entire lives. A lot of us feel as though we don't deserve prosperity. A lot of us feel as though we don't deserve wealth. A lot of us feel like, we you don't have the resources to be successful when you do. In my own situation, I found that when I tapped in with God and His will for my life, everything began to flow. Everything began to change. My mindset changed. My finances changed. The way I saw the world changed. The way I structure my business changed. The ideas He's given me has been astronomical, and I want to help other people out there experience the same thing. Because a lot of the things that we think about with our own carnal mind and our own, understanding is way beyond what God has already planned and what He thinks you should implement into your life to give you the greatest outcome. I have found that a lot of younger, people, they are willing to take the risk. But I have found that there are older people, that are stagnant. The younger people are willing to take the risk. They're willing to learn. They're willing to apply the knowledge. They're willing to get an understanding. They're willing to tap into what God wants them to do, and that's what it's all about. And building wealth as a Christian, you must step out of that scarcity mindset. You must let go of that fear, because fear is what's keeping you in your current situation. Once you realize that you can do all things through Christ, and once He starts to see that you're walking and you're willing to find the answer and figure out what your path is and tap into your gifts and talents, He will push you and continue to give you resources. He will, release destiny helpers to help you. That's what it's all about. But a lot of us are stuck in our own mindsets and our own self-intentions, whereas till we feel as though, well, this is the end for me, or this is the life that the Lord has for me, and it's not. You deserve prosperity. You deserve abundance. That is your birthright. And I understand that I'm seeing that a lot of older Christians, they feel as though, well, the Lord doesn't want us to focus on wealth and money and, prosperity. It must be a prosperity message. When, rightly so, we do have a lot of people, fake prophets out here that are preaching these prosperity messages and leading people on, just for likes and views, but that's why we always say, that's why the Lord says, test the spirit by the spirit. So you can't just be gullible into thinking, well, somebody told me I was going to be a millionaire next year. And if you don't see those results, then you really can't blame anybody but yourself, because that's why you're supposed to test the spirit by the spirit. And that's why you should go to the Lord. The Lord will reveal to you whether or not He sees you being a millionaire. The Lord will reveal to you whether or not He sees you being an entrepreneur. But you got to be willing to step outside of the box and tap into what He has for you. And it's not meant for everybody to be an entrepreneur. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm not saying that, because entrepreneurship is not for everybody. But if you're willing to build, if you're ready to build that wealth, if you're ready to see your finances change, you need to tap into what the Lord has for you and what His will is for your life. A lot of us are talented. A lot of us are skilled. A lot of us can teach others. A lot of us can, pass a certain information along. A lot of us are creative. We use our hands, so on and so forth. The Lord didn't give you those skills and that knowledge for no reason. He doesn't want you to sit on it for decades and not share it with anybody. But you got to be willing to do the work. And I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to step out, and I want to see other people step out into what God called them to do also. Because you're not meant to live in a box. You're not meant to struggle year after year after year after year. And then you pass it down to your children, and they struggle year after year after year after year. That's a curse that needs to be broken. Lack, poverty, scarcity mindset, those are curses that needs to be broken. There is no way the Lord created all these resources, all of these different things for us to enjoy, and we can't experience them because we're a Christian. Well, that's not a part of my salvation. Or there must be a prosperity message. Yes, the Lord wants you to prosper in the realms that He wants you to prosper in. The Lord doesn't want you to be broke. The Lord doesn't want you scraping and scrapping and begging and robbing and stealing and this and that. That's not the Lord's will for you on the earth that He created. That is not His will for your life. And I know that's not the will He has for me. He already showed me what He wants me to do and how I need to get there and how to tap into wealth and abundance. But you have to be willing to do the work. The Lord is not going to bless no mess. The Lord is not going to put $10,000 in your hands so you can go spend it at King of Diamonds. I'm sorry. The Lord is not going to place $5,000 in your hands for you to go buy dime rocks and sell to your community. And take it from me, I was terrible with my finances. Awful, terrible. I got stuff, lost it, just like that. When I got paid, from working old jobs or whatever, when I got paid, I'm trying to figure out how I can burn down $500 within the next couple of hours to a day or two later. So it's just a revolving cycle until I change my mindset. And until the Lord had to take things away from me to get my attention and let me know, like, look, I'm giving you these opportunities, I'm giving you these jobs, I'm giving you these cars and houses and all these, materialistic things or whatever. But you have idolized money and you have not stewarded the money and the resources that I've given you. So let me just take it away and let me, bring you up to speed and give you, some different pointers and tips on how to do this thing the right way. And he humbled me and he showed me the correct way to do things. And I got it. Sometimes we have to go through things. We have to go through hardships to understand, that the Lord does not have to do anything. He loves us as his children, but he does not have to bless us the way he does. So when he finally does, if you don't take into consideration and value the things that he gives you and the knowledge and the wisdom and the resources and the gifts and talents and skills and this and that he gives you, and if you just junk all that off and act like it doesn't matter, oh yeah, he gave me that, whatever. I might tap into my gift tomorrow. I might start singing tomorrow. I might cook a little meal here. I might, go to this business conference or whatever. I may stay consistent. I may not. If he sees that you really don't care, and if you're not really willing to put in the work and step out on faith and walk in the plan that he has for you the correct way, he will strip it all away. I am a living testimony. He will. But it's for our protection. He doesn't want to see you broke the next 20 years. He doesn't want you to be in debt and with bad credit. He doesn't want you to be at a job where your supervisor's cussing you out every Friday, and you just, this is the best I can do. With being uncomfortable for a season or two, you gain the greatest reward. When you discipline yourself and you remain consistent in whatever he's calling you to do, whether that be start a YouTube channel, start a podcast, write a book, once he sees that you're willing to step out on faith and walk and start walking, then he'll start to, bring you resources, start to bring you opportunities. But you got to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to say, the buck stops here. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of my family being broke. I'm tired of us not seeing certain opportunities. I'm tired of us living this same mundane cycle and nobody's ever successful with anything they put their mind to. Nobody has seen money outside of a certain realm. You got to be the one to step out and change the narrative for you and your family's bloodline. And if you're willing to do that, the Lord will bless you tremendously. There's so many ways to create wealth. You can tap into passive income, where your money works for you. Anytime people say income, they feel as though, I gotta go get another job, or I gotta go work 2-3 jobs, or I gotta do this, I gotta hustle hard, I can't sleep at night, I gotta be up at 5 a.m. and I can't sleep till 5 a.m. the next day. No. Let your money work for you. That's why these resources have been put into place for you to take your time back and spend it with your family and building a legacy. He doesn't want you bogged down and tired, worrying about a business, worrying about a job. Anything that takes time away from you and it takes time from you spending it with the Lord, that's a problem. Anything that takes time from you spending it with your family, that's a problem. Because that's not his will for your life. But you can tap into ways of passive income. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just giving you guys some tips so that you can become financially stable. You can become successful as a Christian entrepreneur. You can reach millionaire status, but you got to be willing to do the work. I cannot stress that enough. You have to remain consistent. You have to let go of that fear mindset. You have to let go of that scarcity mindset. Abundance is your birthright. Wealth is your birthright. You are talented. You are smart. You're intelligent. You're gifted.